Hello there, welcome to the news on Nepal television. I am Rojina Rai, starting with the headlines. House of Representatives meeting postponed for 1 p.m. Prime Minister Dahal seeking vote of confidence from the House. CPN Unified Socialists to vote in favor of Prime Minister Dahal with conditions. Nepali Congress calls its Work Education Committee to determine on motion of confidence. At least 2 people killed in anti-government protest in Peru. Protesters seeking immediate election and departure of sitting president. Winner to face Lumbini All-Star for the title. Welcome back. Now the news in details. The meeting of the House of Representatives, earlier scheduled to be held at 11 a.m. has been postponed till 1 p.m. Assistant spokesperson at Parliament Secretariat Dasrat Dhamala said the Speaker had informed that the House of Representatives meeting was postponed in the wake of ongoing meeting of office bearers of the Nepali Congress and its parliamentary meeting. Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal is seeking a vote of confidence today. Prime Minister Dahal has been appointed as the Prime Minister on the 25th of December, according to the Article 76 of the Constitution of Nepal. There is a constitutional provision that the appointed Prime Minister must obtain a vote of confidence from the House of Representatives within 30 days. Meanwhile, Nepali Congress, the largest party in parliament, is holding its office bearers meeting to decide on whether or not to vote in favor of Prime Minister Dahal's confidence motion. After party's office bearers had to pass the confidence motion today, the party has called its Work Education Committee meeting to decide on the same. Earlier yesterday, Prime Minister Dahal had met Nepali Congress President Sher Bahadur Deuba seeking Nepali Congress's support in his bid to gain vote of confidence from the House of Representatives. Meanwhile, the CPN Unified Socialist has decided to vote for the government's confidence motion. Party's secretariat meeting held this morning decided to vote for the confidence motion that Prime Minister Dahal will be seeking at the Parliament today. Party Deputy General Secretary Jagannath Khatiora said the vote, however, will be conditional and the party will remain in the opposition. The CPN Unified Socialist has 10 lawmakers representing in the House of Representatives. The appointed Chief Minister of Bagmati Province, Salikram Jamakatel, took the oath of office and secrecy today. Province Chief Yadav Chandra Sharma administered oath of office and secrecy to Jamakatel amid a ceremony held this morning. Chief Minister Jamakatel has prepared to expand the 2-member cabinet after taking oath. CPN UML is submitting its claim for the Chief Minister of Lumbini Province today. UML Parliamentary Party leader Leela Giri is going to present the Chief Minister's claim to the Chief Minister along with the signatures of the majority of the Provincial Assembly members. Maoist leader and Health Minister Indrajit Tharu informed the meeting held at the Chief Minister's office in Deokhuri has decided to submit a claim at 4 p.m. today. The ruling party has 52 Provincial Assembly members and 44 Provincial Assembly members are needed to achieve a majority. The Provincial Chief had called for submission of claims by 4 p.m. tomorrow. The work of Prithvi Raj Highway expansion from Kaski Pokhara to Muglin via Damauli in Tanahu is still slow. The transport business operating and the citizens of this area are enforced to suffer owing to the delayed construction. The people living on the roadside lamented that they are most affected. National priority Prithvi Raj Marg from Pokhara to Muglin, 79-kilometer widening of the road. The problems the problems are increasing day by day as the work is not getting up under construction by China's Anhui Kayun Highway and Bridge Company and the 41-kilometer road from Jamuni to Muglin by China Communication Construction Company and divided into two sections. According to the officials of the construction company, road widening and cutting, filling and structure work are being done in the first phase of the construction with an investment of 13 billion rupees. We have international headliners at the side. Time for a short break again. Do stay with us. Front. At least 13 people died Monday in southeast Peru as protests seeking immediate elections resumed in neglected rural areas of the country still loyal to state president Pedro Castillo. Peru's top human rights agency called for an investigation into the deaths, 12 of which took place amid clashes between security forces and protesters attempting to seize control of an airport in the city of Juliaca, near the border with Bolivia. It was the highest death toll since the unrest began in early December following Castillo's removal and arrest following a widely condemned attempt to dissolve Congress and head of his own impeachment. Ex-President Jair Bolsonaro stormed Congress, the presidential palace, and the Supreme Court in the capital, Brasilia. The rioting came a week after President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva was sworn in. He condemned the terrorist acts and vowed to punish the perpetrators. Bolsonaro has not admitted defeat in October's tight election that divided the nation and flew to the U.S. before the handover on January 1st. On Monday, he was admitted to hospital in Florida with abdominal pain. Meanwhile, tens of thousands of people are now demonstrating in Brazil's largest city, Sao Paulo, in support of democratic values. California's elite coastal enclave of most of the state under flood watch. Heavy rain was lashing the community near Santa Barbara, home to celebrities such as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Harry and Meghan, and Oprah Winfrey. Forecasters are warning state residents to brace for a relentless parade of cyclones over the next week. The league has already claimed 12 lives and left thousands without power. More than 100,000 people were still without power as of Monday afternoon. Two more updates. Before that, let's have a quick look into the highlights of the site. To Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador's administration held rallies in Mexico City on Monday ahead of the North American Leaders Summit. Demonstrators gathered outside the U.S. and Canadian embassies, and López Obrador prepared to host President Joe Biden and Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Migration, both legal and illegal, and border security will be key topics for the talks to be held across Monday and Tuesday. Bookshops across the country opened at midnight to meet demand for Prince Harry's memoir after it officially went on sale. In London, fans queuing to buy a hardback copy described wanting to hear the story from the horse's level in Spain last week. Waterstones says Prince Harry's book has been one of its biggest pre-order titles for a decade. The booksellers opened their flagship Piccadilly brands early on Tuesday in expectation of high customer demand as the book was published around the world in 16 languages. Moving on to sports now. Biratnagar Super Kings will face Janakpur Royals for a place in the final of Nepal T20 League. Biratnagar secured a place in the second qualifier after beating Kathmandu Knights by 99 runs in the eliminator held Monday at the TU Cricket Ground. Four Premier League clubs were knocked out of the FA Cup by lower league teams over the weekend. But 14-time champions Arsenal avoided the same fate with a 3-0 win over Oxford Football Club, a club ranked 57 places below them in League One, the third tier of English football. After failing to make a breakthrough against a resilient Oxford in the first half, Arsenal finally went ahead in the 63rd minute through a Muhammad Alini header and a quick double from AD Nketiah, then secured the victory for the visitors. With five goals in 5 games, Nketiah is faring well as the replacement from Gabriel Jesus, who was in the 4th round to keep the FA Cup run ongoing. World Cup winner Hugo Lloris retired from playing for France on Monday after a record 145 appearances. Lloris won the 2018 World Cup and was captain of the squad that lost to Argentina in the final in Qatar last month. The 36-year-old goalkeeper told El Equipe newspaper he will focus on his Tottenham club career in the English Premier League. Lloris made his international debut as a 21-year-old in a friendly against Uruguay in November 2018. Another star footballer and Wales captain Gareth Bale has announced his retirement from football at the age of 33 after his goal scorer announced his decision on social media. Bale was his country's talisman as they reached the 2016 and 2020 European Championship before they led Wales at their first World Cup since 1958 at Qatar 2022, ending his international career with 41 goals in 111 appearances. We are almost at the end of this news bulletin, but before we say goodbye, quick reminders of the headlines. House of Representatives meeting postponed for 1 p.m. Prime Minister Dahal seeking vote of confidence from the House. CPN Unified Socialists to vote in committee to determine a motion of confidence. At least 12 people killed in anti-government protest in Peru. Protesters seeking immediate elections and departure of sitting president. And Biratnagar Super Kings facing Janakpur Royals for a place in the final of Nepal T20 League. Winner to face Lumbin All-Star for the title. Well, this is all we have for this moment. Until our next bulletin, goodbye and namaste.